Good morning, Saturday morning. This is your cousin Dave, and you're listening to Why the Blues, number 32, the lost episode. Why do I call it the last episode? We had some problems when we went ahead and had our last few episodes of from KBLP. We lost a lot of shows. It was an accident, and it happens, and we are just glad that we can bring you some of our shows back. In particular, I was real pleased that I download all of the Why the Blues and It's Called Jazz podcast. So if you've never heard this show before because it's early in the morning on a Tuesday, or if you just never have had a chance to check it out, this is your opportunity. And this is a high energy show. You're going to hear everybody from the Allman Brothers to Joe Bonamassa to even some of Led Zeppelin. So let me get going with this show because you're going to hear the same intro. That's Aesthetic Stomp by George Harmonica Smith, who is my intro every Tuesday morning at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Mountain Time. That would be 5:30 from KBLP. But today you're going to hear a rebroadcast of the show I did this last Tuesday. But like I said, it had gotten lost. And so I was asked if I would present it again, and that's what I'm doing. So for the next couple hours, turn up your radio. You're going to have some high energy blues, and I think it's going to get your morning going. This is your cousin Dave. I'll sign off with you at the end of this show. Good morning. This is your cousin Dave, and this is Why the Blues for. My gosh, it is the 9th of May, folks. Month is passing on just like the last few have. We're almost in the middle of the year. Can you believe it? 2017, and we're almost in summer. Hi, hope you're having a great day. This is a KBLP podcast. Once again, I'm your cousin Dave, and this is Why the Blues. And we are going to, let me tell you where you can catch us. If you don't already know, if you're listening to me, you probably figured out how to listen to us. But let me at least remind you that you can catch us on Facebook, iTunes, iHeart, YouTube, Twitter, and Spreaker. But once again, good morning. I hope you are ready for your day. I surely am. I'm having I think this is 1.5 cup coffee, and I'm better than last week. I don't know if you remember last week, I mentioned to you guys that I had overslept, and I barely got on the mic in time to start the podcast. And then later in the week, it was one of those weeks, it's called Jazz, which is my Thursday show at 9 o'clock. Now 9 o'clock was 8:30, but 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and that would be 7 o'clock Mountain Time. I had some technical problems toward the end, but hopefully today is going to be smooth sailing. We are going to have a good time, and we're going to start out with a band I consider one of America's greatest bands. And they are put into two categories, Southern rock, but also the blues. And this is from their third album. And I'm talking about the Allman Brothers. And the Allman Brothers had just hit a huge wave of popularity in 1971. Is it 71? Yes. Actually, a little earlier in 71. I thought I had the date written down. I obviously do not. But the Allman Brothers live album of Fillmore East is the one that sent them through the roof. It was their second album. And they were getting ready to do their third album. And they had Tom Dodd as producer. And if you don't know him, he was one of the great producers of all time. Worked for Atlantic Records, and obviously helped with Capricorn with the Allman Brothers. Anyway, Duane Allman and Berry Oakley had both just gone into rehab and come back out. And Duane was at probably his height as a musician, and emotionally he was on top of the world. They said he had a lot of energy. And unfortunately, October 29th, 1971, Duane was involved in a motorcycle accident. And we lost Duane. And it's still one of the great tragedies of all time. My gosh, the guy was only, let me see how old he was. I thought I had it written down. Let's see here. He was 24 years old. Duane Allman was only 24 years old when he left, and he had been on so many recordings, including Layla with Eric Clapton. And to have lost him, and he was the founding member, him and obviously Greg were the founding members of this group. So they had to do a little bit of shuffling around. And Dickie Betts became a bigger part of the group at this point. But I digress. Eat a Peach was and is a great, great album. And Duane is on some of it, and some of it he is not. And we are going to start off with Ain't Wasting Time No More, because I've been flapping my gums, and quite frankly, you probably just want to hear the music at this point. So let's start out with Ain't Wasting Time No More with the Allman Brothers.
Last Sunday morning, the sunshine